I'll tell you what, park riding has been a complete change of approach for me, and I'm struggling. So this is episode 2 of documenting that struggle. First trip was really about like knocking the rust off and getting comfortable again, and I talked a little bit in the last video about how I was struggling with like trusting the bike and feeling confident, and in this video we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I spent a little bit more time getting comfortable on the bike, playing with some bike settings. That was very, very helpful. The trail conditions for today's video were amazing. It had rained on Bogus on Saturday, and I had absolute confidence in my front end, so I was feeling much more willing to play around with those settings. So talk a little bit about that. I also picked up the new GoPro Max 2. I've been running the GoPro 11 Mini for a while, so I put a bunch of random mounts on my helmet to try some different angles. You're going to see some of those angles on this video. Some of them work, some of them don't, but the bulk of this video is just kind of playing around with those settings. The traction was great, but you really can't see that on camera. I'm just having fun and enjoying it, and I think this will kind of be a mixed video of trying the new camera setup and also just getting confident as I'm learning more about park riding and having fun. So that is it for the intro. Let's get to it. Alright, we're gonna go try Lone Star Runner. I had so much fun the last time I rode that. We're gonna go try Lone Star Runner. Had so much fun the last time I rode that. We're gonna downshift though, because often there's guys that play on it, session things, and I'm definitely not of that caliber. Woo. Hopefully I won't be getting in anybody's way. Woo. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I'm in the wrong gear. Idiot. Oh. Okay, I went the wrong way. Oh, this is okay. Ugh. Going back up to Lone Star. Oh, this is not Lone Star, they changed it? Woo. God damn.
always in the wrong gear. Out. Whoa, golly. Took out a gopher. Such an awkward spot because I can't see. A couple descending thoughts as I'm headed back down to the Treasure Valley. last time I was talking about how I was really struggling with my confidence on the bike in the bike park, and part of it was like twofold. It was like one part that I haven't been riding park, so I was uncomfortable, and the other part was really dry and dusty that day, so I didn't have any confidence in my front end. And today I was really reminded about the importance of like good bike setup, especially for these kinds of things. I have not touched my bike setup in a couple of years. I've kind of just left it at like XC style riding, which has worked for me in the Boise foothills. My front end has been really stiff for climbing, and even when I'm descending and I open it up, it's still pretty stiff. I don't really like a soft front end. But I went down Loam Runner today, and I was noticing that like my front end was not moving at all. Like I was hitting some of the bumps and it was just bouncing off of them. So after I finished the run, I went down to the truck and let out about 10 or 15 pounds of air and went back up and did it again. And my confidence in that front end skyrocketed. Like I couldn't believe how much of a difference those 10 pounds made. So I'm definitely going to need to do some watching of some YouTube videos on suspension settings and just kind of play around with it a little bit. I definitely don't want to get too into the weeds though. I just want to try and find a good neutral setup that kind of complements my riding style. And that was the big takeaway of the day, was that need to find a good setting, because once I got that adjustment made, all the other trails I was noticing, even in the corners, like coming into the berms, I didn't feel like I could like load the bike into the like apex of the berm. It was still feeling like it was going to slide out on me, and I do think, and I'll have to do some research, but I do think that has to do with the fact that my front end was so stiff, and that one little adjustment really changed it. So I had a great time. Like it was amazing conditions. It rained Friday night, rained Saturday. I think it stopped raining Saturday evening. There was about 10 minutes of rain this morning when I got there. It was about 12 or 12:15 or so. But the rest of the day was just amazing. The conditions were fantastic, and I don't know if the camera will catch it, but like it was so cool to like descend a trail and like see all the brown dirt from all the fresh marks from all the riders who went before you, and just like knowing like, oh, the traction's gonna be so good. I had a lot of fun. I'm really glad I bought this pass. It is pushing me in areas of riding that I think I've just kind of neglected because I've just been riding XC trails. And don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against them. I went and rode Deer Point today. I still very much like riding XC trails. Park riding is just very different. It's a different kind of challenge. It's a different kind of mental focus. I do like that. Here's my one thing I'm trying to figure out, and I don't know how park riders do it. You know, they talk about the runner's high, and when you are running, it takes a little bit of time to get your heart rate up and get to that point where you get that runner's high. And what I'm noticing specifically with park riding is that it's very difficult to get to that flow state, because for me, my heart rate's not elevated when I start. Like I ride the lift up, I'm chilling, I'm relaxed, and then I start descending, right? So it's hard to get into that flow state, whereas I found with XC riding, if you want to go to a downhill trail in the Boise foothills, you got to go climb. You got to climb for a little bit, get your heart rate up, and I have found it's easier to enter that flow state when your heart rate's already at a good, let's say like 160, and then you start descending. I feel like I can just get into that zone so much faster. And I'm really struggling to find that flow state in park riding. So today what I did is I went and did Deer Point, and I rode an XC trail that had a little bit of climbing just to kind of warm up, and then went over to the park stuff. And I found it helped me, like I think, just to get loose faster. But I don't know, I'd be curious if you're a park rider, like what do you do to like prepare to enter that flow state? Because last time I was up here, I was really struggling with just the fact that it was loose and dry, and I didn't have any confidence in my front end, and there was no way I was going to enter a flow state when I was that uncomfortable on the bike. And today, I don't think I ever got like into a flow state, but I definitely found myself in a different mental space than I was last time, where last time I was hyper analyzing and I was really struggling with like enjoying what I was doing because I was so uncomfortable. Whereas today, the traction conditions really helped me get to a place of just having fun, but it wasn't what I would consider to be a flow state. So anyway, I'd be curious to hear from other park riders what they do to help with that process. So that's that.